In this video, we are going to implement the edit feature so we can update an address. So let's go to our editor, and we gotta fix one thing, because if you go to address.js, our request body is deliver instructions, not delivery instructions. So if you go to add.view, it says delivery instructions. So you wanna remove y from here and save it. And now let's copy this page, and you wanna create a new file and give it a name id.view. And we're gonna fix a few things. For example, if you go up and you want to change this, add a new address to update address, as well as the button below. So let's say update address, and even this one will say on update. And you want to go down and you want to change to on update address as well. And finally, you want to change this to put instead. And the next thing we need to do is we need to add another Axios call in here that will be able to fetch this single address API. But we did not create that API, especially that get a single address API. So let's go to our address.js. And as you can see, we did not create that specific API. We just created the put, delete, and put. We didn't do the get. So let's do that. So above this, let's write router. The reason why we are creating this route is so that we can map the value from this API to each of the input placeholder. So let's continue, and then addresses, ID, verify token, async request and response. And after that, you want to do try and catch. And here you want to do let address equals to await find one ID, and then it will be request.params.id. And then you want to response address will be address with success true. And then you want to copy the status and paste it inside. And we want to put a note above it. So let's just say get API. And after that, we want to go back to our id.view. And when we want to do another Axios call, which would be single address equals to Axios get, and that will be string notation, API addresses, string notation params.id, and then we have to pass in the params here, remove await, because we are going to do promise.all. So let countries response address response await promise dot all. Now you want to pass in this two Axios call inside, so you'll run in parallel. And the last thing we need to do is we need to map the address data to each of the input fields placeholder. So let's go up, and you want to begin with the full name placeholder equals to address dot full name, and then you want to copy this entire placeholder. You want to paste it in street address. And as for street address true, we want to ignore it because we're just going to map it to the street address input field. And then next one is v model city. So paste it here and change to city. And this one will be state, zip code. And then phone number. And then delivery instruction. Make sure it says deliver instructions. And then remove this placeholder. And last but not least is security code. And as well as remove this placeholder. I think that's about it. So save it. Let's go back to our Chrome and let's refresh first. Okay, and then we want, when we click this edit button, it will go to a new page. So we need to go back. We need to add that in our index.view. So go to edit button, and let's copy this and then paste it here and change it to update. And here you want to change to a nuxling. This will be changed to 2, and you want to do string notation inside, which would be address, and then address.id, and change this to nuxling. Save it. Let's go back. Okay, if you click edit, and now we got all the data except for delivery instructions because we misspelled the name. And now if we click update, we want to update all of this. So now let's try to update this address. So let's change this to Jack, and then just change it to any security code, and let's update. And we got an error. Let's inspect and see what's the error about. This Axios API. Obviously we forgot to do string notation here, so string notation, and then we're gonna add the params, this dot route dot params dot id. Okay, save this. Let's go back and let's refresh this page, and let's change to again to Jack, and let's update, and it should update. There we have it. It updates the data. So now, since we have implemented the edit feature, we have to implement one last thing. So now we need to fix our deliver to California to deliver to the city or country. We can choose either city or country, but I think I'm gonna choose country instead. So let's go to our navbar. So go up, click navbar, and you want to change this to off state user dot address dot country. And then we gotta go back to our API and to make sure that we populate the address or not. So let's go to off, and then let's check the get user, which will be in here. Clearly we did not populate the address field, so let's populate that. Okay, save it. Let's go back, refresh. There we have it, delivered to United States. I think we should choose city instead. Let's go to navbar and change this to city. This is too long. Okay, deliver to Silicon City. I think I misspelled silicon. I add additional L there. But I think we have completed our address section. This is everything about address. You can add, you can edit, you can delete, and then you can set one of the addresses as the default address. This is really amazing. In the next section, we will implement the most exciting feature ever, which is to add to cart. So we want to add the products that, for example, like Harry Potter book or Game of Thrones. And when you click one of this, and when you click add to cart button, it will increment the number in here from 0 to 1, from 1 to 2. And then we're going to implement a cart page. And then after cart page, we're going to implement the payment system. So it's going to be an exciting part in the next section. So I'll see you guys in the next video.